I'm Madelyn with Spiritual Rebirth Tarot, and today I received in the mail the book that goes with the cards that I've been using, Guardian of the Night. And so I thought I would talk a little bit about the tarot deck, and the cards in the guidebook now that I have all of it in my possession. So I know that I felt that I had a real affinity toward MJ Cullinane, and I really felt like there was some kind of connection and draw to her work. She works a lot with crows, with other animals, and I really love the animal decks. And I was reading on the back, and she is a Seattle based, and I grew up in the Seattle area. So I think that helps our styles and kind of like interests to be along the same lines in some ways. So she is an artist and works with design. And so she designed and created all of these cards. But to me, the really cool thing is that she designs both the picture and the writing. And so many times as a combination of the illustrator and the writer. And if I ever make a card deck, I really want it to be that I'm the illustrator as well. So even if it's fairly simple, if I can learn some basic design principles, I feel like being able to be, not more principles, but being able to use the machine. I can see the pictures in my head, but I have to get them onto the computer. But anyway, like kind of bringing that to life and being able to be the illustrator and the writer kind of brings a much closer connection in the cards. And you can kind of feel it in the cards. So I wanted to, when I received this in the mail, I received 4 of the cards in kind of a larger type format. And of course, my favorite card, the Judgment card, was one of them, which is really cool. And it's, all about rebirth. Spiritual Rebirth Tarot is the name of my channel. And so to me, I love that card, and the resurrection, the rebirth, new lives, and that death is not the end. It's only the next step in our journey that we face. So anyway, it's just card stock, and so I got the Judgment one, and I believe this one is, I can't remember right now, but this is one of her tarot cards. And there's the High Priestess, which is pretty cool, and a bat that's hanging there. Oh, my dog's getting excited. And the World, which has the bee energy. So and then it says that she grew up outside of Boston, so it makes sense that there are so many fireflies. So there's also a city. So there's a reference in the cards to a lot of the Northwest characters, which I love. But also, I did spend some time on the East Coast, so the fireflies mean a lot to me. And so to have those in almost every card is really a beautiful energy. It's kind of like putting a little glimpse of light into each card. And so, each card is having a little light in it. So it has kind of that light energy about the deck. So let me show you the cards first, the card deck first. So this is the size of the box, like compared to my hand. And then this is the size of the cards in my hand. And the card stock is a very stable, sturdy. I can tell that it can be used for a very long time. I heard her saying that she used a card stock that would be very good for like in a casino level card. So it's a good, and pretty easy to manipulate with your hands. So, the Lovers is on the bottom. I just read about the Lovers, and here I thought that these were lobsters. You know how lobsters are married for life, but in reality, they're scorpions. So that was kind of interesting. So I'm glad I have the guidebook, so I can learn more about the actual animal that's in the card. And so the back of the card is nice. It's kind of just this general star pattern. Here's the Ace of Pentacles. It's beautiful. Beautiful energy. So, and I love the colors that have been, let's see if we can, might be easier if I just pull up some of the cards. Lovers, High Priestess, Fool. Fascinating that I have used these a lot, and yet I had 3 major arcana right there. 8 of Pentacles, Death, Knight of Cups. See how it has kind of that feel of the heart on it, even though it's not actually there. One of my favorite animals. Oh, and here, this is the card I wanted to find. The Star card. Okay, so this Star card, you can see the absolute beauty of this card. The poppies, the stag, the energy around the antlers, and the star. Beautiful star energy. And in the book, you know, it talks about when we think of the star's energy, the word grace comes to mind, the being of peace with oneself and the world. There is a quiet confidence woven within this card that brings to a situation a firm knowing that everything will be okay, even when confronting the most challenging struggles. When you open your heart to the star, when you allow its vibrant, bright light to wash away any self-doubt, any negative feelings that once kept you pinned down, will release. So, I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful message. The deer, she puts at the bottom the animal key, you know, which in this case, the deer, intuition, confidence, and protection. So you can also learn about the different animals and their meanings. Now, I want to go to the Lovers that I had been reading earlier, because it kind of, it brings out something else about the way she has written this that is, I think, why it's so cool to have the cards and the written word by the same person. So I started the Guardian of the Night. So she's actually talking about herself, which is really cool. I started the Guardian of the Night just as school closed for the year due to the coronavirus. During this time, I was hyper-vigilant in making sure that the only TV shows during the school day were nature or educational. That is where I discovered the awesomeness that is the scorpion. So in watching some of those videos, she got to see the scorpion. And so it's really great how she spends the time explaining, you know, why she used the scorpion, how she found out about the scorpion, and how the actual artwork was made for many of the cards involved in here. So she also has some interesting things. There's the yes, no's, and maybes. And so which cards are a yes card, which cards are a no card, and which cards are a maybe card. So if you're doing a yes or no question, you can use this as a reference. Okay, I got the Emperor, that's a no. I got the High Priestess as a maybe. I got the Fool as a yes. And so you can kind of use this as a reference for that. There's also a single card advice. And then she has a spread here that she recommends: motivation, external influence, obstacles, and wisdom. I think that's kind of like, very unusual and cool spread. So she really has just put a lot of time and effort and beauty into this guide and her own heart and soul and story. And then in the back, there's a quick reference of the elements. So it talks about fire and, the suit of, that it's a suit of wands, and also the other cards, like the Emperor, Strength, Wheel of Fortune, Temperance, Tower, Sun, and Judgment are all fire cards. And so as you're doing your reading, it'll be a good way to say, okay, fire energy people, if you don't know, the Strength card is Leo, it's a fire energy card. So it kind of helps you to have those different feelings of the energies, and then like the positive and negative attributes. Adventurous is positive, and actually aggressive is more negative. So it's really cool. A really, really neat guide. Talks a little bit about the author in the back and how she is Seattle-based. Like I said, the cards just are beautiful, and I love the size, because even though it's a little bit harder to, because like I have another card deck where the cards are pretty small. It's in some ways they're easier to shuffle, but when you have a card this size, you're able to really, maybe one time you pull the card and you start talking about the mountains in the background, or the bird is red and the flowers are red, or it's so easy and vibrant and really nice to use. So I think that's everything. I want to talk about this deck with you. Here again is the box. So it has that High Priestess on the front. Every little part of the box has this beautiful decorations and illustrations from the deck. From bats to bees, from a panther to a pangolin, from cattle to a capybara. And that's what I love too, is she has animals in here that you would have had to have been watching the National Geographic to think of them. The Guardian of the Night brings to you a world of vibrant, powerful, and wise creatures, each adding an additional layer of insight as you travel inward. And so I hope that you enjoyed this review of the Guardian of the Night by MJ Cullinane. And I would recommend taking a look on her website. All of her cards are actually sold by herself through her website. So take a look at her website. I think it's Crow Tarot by MJ Cullinane. And she has a Crow Oracle, Crow Tarot, and she actually spends a lot of time with crows and has stories about her experiences with crows. And then she also has a really great cat tarot, which every single tarot card has a cat illustration on it. It's so beautiful. So as you can see, these are some really beautiful cards, beautiful deck, and I highly recommend anything that MJ Cullinane has done. And I really hope that I get to meet her someday. Maybe when I'm up visiting my parents in the Seattle area, I could get to say hi. That would be very, very special. Anyway, blessings to you, love and light. This is Madelyn.